Okay, this is the bus blind now on the mechanism. It's a little bit fiddly getting it on there. Basically you have to work out how many turns it is end to end and then set up the limit switch appropriately. The sliding limit switch thing allows for a fairly coarse adjustment, but you can make finer adjustments by, if you can see down in there, it's a little bit tricky to see, but these little metal stops can be bent. So what you do is you get it within the ballpark and then you just tweak those by bending them to get the exact position that it stops set. The blind's attached by, this is a PVC roller. This is just another piece of PVC, the same diameter, but I split it, I just cut it all the way down. And I use this as a kind of clamp to hold the end of the blind in place. And the good thing about doing it this way is if the limit switch failed or the motor doesn't stop for some reason, as this rolls off, it'll pull, and it just pulls it out of this. It's not really attached very firmly, so it'll just pop out, and that stops from ripping the blind. The blind as it is now is actually sitting all the way down. So that's the end. Push the switch, it won't go any further. But if you flick the switch up, the blind should go up. I worked out in the end it was about 15 turns end to end. And of course you have to remember that this will eventually have an aluminium cover over it with a window, so you only actually see one of these destinations at a time. I was looking at backlighting it. I thought it might be quite nice to have small bulbs behind there and have that shining through, but you can't actually do that because on the back of the blind it's actually got written the destinations again in smaller letters, I guess so that when it's on the bus the driver can see what destination is showing from behind. The problem is if I backlight it you can see those extra destinations shining through and it doesn't look very good. So I may end up putting some sort of front lighting in it, but I don't think I'm going to bother. But basically you can see how flick the switch, hits the limit and stops and won't go any further. It'll only go back the other way. But you can see with just a simple flick of the switch you can bring the sign up and down. Basically you'll be able to change it to say whatever you want. And that's pretty much it, finished until I can get on and make the cover for it. So I'll update again when I've done that.